And we're live.
I want to talk about that explosion in Beirut because that was fucking insane.
What do you think that was? I only watched like one video of
that. Was prilled ammonium nitrate stored in a fucking warehouse. They've done the math. It's the biggest tannerite explosion in fucking history. I don't know what got mixed with the tannerite to like activate it or no, it's not tannerite. The ammonium nitrate to activate it. Like Oklahoma City, it was fuel oil, and it creates this whole compound when you mix fuel oil with ammonium nitrate. I don't know what could have mixed with that. And it was in these bags. And don't think like the kind of bag like you throw over your shoulder. Think the kind of bag that would fill up like a small Toyota pickup truck, like the rear of it. One bag of it. Like think of one of those bags that they put foam peanuts in, but 10 times bigger than that, full of ammonium nitrate.
Let me lay out what happened, because I think Taylor doesn't know, and probably a lot of viewers don't too. There was a ship filled with ammonium nitrate. There's a giant ship. It had thousands of kilograms of ammonium nitrate. And then something went wrong with the ship, some sort of technical problem that wasn't detailed. They were going to Mozambique, and they had to stop in Beirut. And then they got to Beirut. The thing never got approved. They realized it was dangerous to keep all this ammonium nitrate on a ship. So then they put it in a warehouse. And it just sat in a warehouse for years. Years. It sat in a warehouse as they like tried to sort of figure out like, what to do about it. And shit, I get my videos all fucked up. But it sat there in this warehouse for years, and then something sparked it or hit it or what have you.
Just forgot they had tons of explosives.
Well, they didn't forget. It's one of those like it's the main port of Beirut. I'm sure there's warehouses with like full of fucking goat feed next door that are just like, oh yeah, they never came back for their goat feed, and it's just sitting there.
So like people are chalking it up to an accident, is what I'm hearing.
Certainly. Yeah. This stuff was sitting there for years.
Yeah, it's definitely an accident. There was a fire that like led up to it, and like I said, I don't understand the chemistry behind what made it like go boom finally, because like ammonium nitrate just is super stable. Like you can burn it, you can shoot it, you can do anything you want to with it, and it won't go off without a second chemical being added to it. And there's a lot of chemicals that you can add to it that will make it explosive, but something clearly got added to it. And the fact that it had been sitting that long means that instead of these nice little prilled pellets of ammonium nitrate that are loose in a bag, it would have, through humidity getting in there and like leaving over and over, it would have turned into these gigantic bricks of ammonium nitrate, which makes it much more explosive.
Really?
Yeah, because like the ammonium nitrate's like 0.42% efficient as far as explosions go. Like almost all of it gets like scattered and wasted when it goes off. And that's why like whenever I would use ammonium nitrate, like you wouldn't just like pile it up on the ground and shoot it, because then like the blast in the middle would just scatter all the pellets and the ammonium nitrate that's around the edges. It would just be thrown away instead of igniting and burning and exploding. So you'd want it like held tightly with something else, with something on the outside. You want it in a box of some kind. I won't get into too many details, but you'd want it like held together tightly.
Yeah.
And
you saw the size of that explosion, though. Like the amount of explosive it would take to do that. Like, how do you just sit on that and not anticipate this if it can just accidentally happen? Like, did you see the before and after photo? I saw that as well, where it's like an entire chunk of land is just in the sea now. It's just gone.
Yeah, it was like a peninsula, and now there's just a gigantic crater. And like the hotel next door completely destroyed. One of our patrons, he had family in that hotel.
Oh fuck! Are they okay?
Yeah, they're okay, but some of his friends aren't.
I heard people like 10 miles away or 5 miles away, like glass
120 miles away. They heard it in Cyprus.
That's good.
Jesus Christ! So like across the entire Mediterranean.
Did you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we'll go back to this later. I'll find some content so we can like see the vapor cloud and the craters and stuff. Because like, look, it's a horrific event. Over 100 people have died, clearly. But I mean, if an asteroid hit, we'd want to see the crater too. Like this is nuts.
Bang it out.
What's the thing with So nobody thinks this was like a nefarious act. Everybody's
Only
like,
Donald
all right.
Trump.
Only Trump thinks it was a bomb that somebody dropped. It fucking.
Oh, I'm not even going like a political angle. I didn't know. Like,
No, it literally
he
is
said
only
it,
Donald
yeah.
Trump.
Only Donald Trump has leveraged that theory.
so what's been new for you guys this week?
I've just been watching this explosion over and over on loop, pretty much. It's it's been the highlight of my week. You want to see the satellite images?
Sure.
It's outrageous. It's
Yeah,
outrageous.
Link it.
It's a fucking crater. It's a fucking crater.
That's what I'm saying.
Look, you won't believe this statistic. I was told by someone who's got family there that it has crippled it's Lebanon, right? Beirut,
it's Lebanon.
It has crippled their economy by 70%. Their GDP is down 70% because of this. This is their main port, and they were already in like dire straits to the point where they weren't using their own currency. They had switched to dollars, and then this happened.
Dude, but look at this. How do you have enough explosive somewhere to do this and just nothing is done about it? That's outrageous. Look at that. It created a whole new bay.
So
Yeah.
I started to lay it out at the beginning, but they had a ship, had some sort of technical problem. I interpret that to be a technical problem with the ship, like it needed repairs. So they docked it there, and then eventually the whole crew got like sent home. Like there was some sort of problem. They wouldn't let the ship sail again, and they let all the crew go, and they took the explosives, the ammonium nitrate, off the ship and put it in a warehouse. And I guess no one just felt like the problem was urgent enough to get it moved, or it's supposed to go to Mozambique. They never sent it the rest of the way. It just got
something that said there was
stuck
27 tons of it. 27 and a half tons. From
That's
this
with two
report I'm
ends, though.
seeing.
So that's like 2,200 pounds.
Oh.
Remember from Archer, when they had the argument about tons versus tons?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was about 2,200 pounds of total explosive that was hanging out there.
This
Well,
says-
2,200 per ton times however many tons.
I'm very confused.
Well,
this
there were
says
thousands.
2,750 tons, and there's one N, and I can't tell what's a joke and what's not. But it appears to be.
Like tons with two ends is like a different unit of measurement over in.
So this
isn't
is
it?
one N, at least in this thing Kyle just linked. So that's
This is Kansas City, so I'll maybe they converted it for us, the good people of Kansas City.
Okay, a metric ton is 2,204 pounds. But how much is a regular ton?
2,000 pounds.
1,000, I guess?
yeah. So they're both about.
Oh, well, it's the same fucking shit. Who cares?
It's not. Well, I mean, when you've got thousands of tons, it adds up, right?
So if anything, it's larger than what I was initiating, right? Because
Essentially.
it's a metric ton, because that's 16 extra pounds. I think it
Yeah,
was.
so 2,200 metric tons might be 2,700 American tons.
There was a lot of it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
a lot of tons.
That doesn't make sense. Who has 27 and a half tons of something that is capable of blowing a new bay
So
into your port?
it's
And
a-
who?
It's a
What are you doing?
fertilizer. That's probably what they had intentions of doing with it. They were fertilizing land.
I think that this would have probably been used for it because it's prilled. Like that's a way of processing it. I think this
Probably
was
what?
to be used for explosives.
Well, it was headed to Mozambique. They do blow shit up there.
Man, it'll
I don't
come out
know.
10 months from now that the U.S. or someone else did this.
I keep
to
reading
get
that it's used in fertilizers, so I inferred that this would be used in fertilizers. I don't know even what prilled means.
Prilled means that it's made into like tiny little capsules, like tiny little pill-looking shapes, and that
Okay.
keeps it separate from being so abrasive. Because if you keep it in a big lump, apparently it's more likely to catch fire or cause problems. So they prill it into these tiny little pellets, and that's what I believe that means. I could be wrong. I think that's right though.
Yeah, I don't know. Kyle says it was destined to be an explosive. All I keep hearing is that it's used in fertilizers, so I inferred that it was used in. It was going to be. I don't know, but I do know it was a big blast, and like Kyle said, like it's changed the shape of this dock. There's a crater in it. Like
There's a new bay right in the middle of the dock, right there,
and
it's like that's the only thing that seems curious to me is like, how the fuck do you have that much explosive shit in a warehouse right there on your most important port, which is apparently responsible for 70% of your income as a nation, and you just let it sit there? It just doesn't make sense, dude.
It's pretty crazy. That pressure wave, that condensing the water, the humidity in the air, is something that you normally only see in like really, really big explosions, which is what this was. Like
Military.
I saw this guy filming from his car as he drove past, and he's far, like he's a good half a mile, it seems like, away.
Mm-hmm.
And when it blows up, the car is destroyed. Like the windshield is blown out, the side windows are blown out. He crashes the fucking car. I saw people filming out of their apartments, and all the windows come flying in.
Yeah.
Did you see the wedding one?
Yeah, the wedding one. She was hot, right?
Yeah. So there's this beautiful woman in a wedding
just-
dress. I don't think I can show it to everyone. I'm just sure it's going to be one of those like copyrighted viral things. But she's in a wedding dress, and the photographer is slowly I should say videographer. The videographer is slowly panning, and you can see what she's doing. And what caught my attention was not the sudden tornado style wind that hit her, but the duration of it. I expected a shock wave to be just a snap of wind. It blew for 5 seconds, maybe. It kept blowing.
Because the air is just being like there's a huge layer of air that's being pushed forward. Like the shock wave itself is a whole different thing, but it's kind of instantaneous. But it's pushing all of that air in front of it at various densities.
I have felt less than Kyle, I'm sure, but like 1 or 2 pounds of tannerite. I think I felt 5 once, and it's like I felt it in my chest, and I think I felt my hair like react to it, and I've got a bit of a hair helmet, right? It doesn't move when I shake around, but it was like I felt it get beaten, like someone touched it almost. And this was a different thing. That times a million. The wedding dress was like flowing behind her. It was like
literally times like 4 or 5 million. It's
wow. Yeah, something different.
Yeah, like that whole area there is just a destruct. It looks like something from a Terminator movie, like when they're showing the post-apocalyptic area with like all the cars destroyed and the buildings destroyed and everything's ripped apart.
The dust always gets me too. Like a place can look like a ruin because it's coated with 3 inches of dust. I don't know. I have a hope that some of these areas you just hit them with a leaf blower and they're okay again.
You need a big fucking leaf blower to fix that shit. Look at that. They're looking. This image is from space, Woody.
Okay. Some of this is not going to be fixed by a leaf blower. I'm looking at picture 11 out of 12 right here.
Yeah.
It's all mangled. 12 out of 12. Not looking leaf blower repair. But if you get a little farther away, it does seem like it's hard to tell what's destroyed and what's just covered in dirt. Like 9/11 had a similar thing, actually. It was like the amount of dust that just flowed over New York. It wasn't all damage. It was just dirty.
Yeah, but the problem was that dust that they were spreading was full of asbestos and other carcinogens, so it just spread cancer throughout New York. God knows what the health regulations are in fucking Lebanon. Like, clearly, they got no problem with storing enough boom boom in a warehouse to put a fucking crater in a peninsula. Like, so,
what the fuck was happening with that? Who
Apparently-
keeps enough explosive in one building where everyone knows, hey, yeah, this could like totally ruin the country's commerce. But we're gonna
I
keep.
still don't know
like,
how it
tight
went off.
right here.
I don't
It doesn't
understand
make
that.
sense.
It's probably hard to figure it out. Like it obviously it's the most damaged part of the inspection of the area. Like I don't think you could just send a fireman in there to like figure out what triggered this.
Well, in there is in a crater now.
Yeah,
That's
right.
in the water.
It's like, what? I'm a fireman, not a scuba diver. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, in there is now all underwater. So
yeah, I have no idea. Like how this went off. It doesn't make sense to me. I have a cursory knowledge of the stuff, but like ammonium nitrate by itself is not explosive. Like it doesn't.
Yeah, I was gonna.
It's got to be mixed with things, In tannerite, you mix it with aluminum powder, and like with some of the other versions of like ammonium nitrate explosives, they were mixed with various other chemicals to make them burn hotter and faster. And with Oklahoma City, they used fuel oil. They mixed that with like I don't remember how much there was in Oklahoma City that blew up the building, but it was like a few hundred pounds, like maybe 1,000 pounds.
Would
this
fireworks
is
set it off?
This is too fucking weird for it to be a total coincidence. I don't know.
What's the coincidence, though?
I'm just saying the coincidence being that the biggest port of an entire nation got destroyed and destroyed 70% of their GDP. Apparently, I'm just saying this is.
Did you see the fireworks?
There's something about this that doesn't check out. I don't know.
Yeah, it like originally I heard it was a firework factory that blew up. And what made sense to me was that eventually the fire
a firework factory in the middle of a peninsula on their biggest trading port. Yeah, okay, that's where they put their fireworks factory.
I didn't have any of that information though. All I had was a video of an explosion in the distance. And so my thought process was like maybe the fire got to one of the really large holding containers that's full of the ingredients that go in fireworks, some potassium permanganate or something. But I did see what you're talking about, where there's like lots of smaller explosions going
sparkles going, and
I think there were fireworks stored in that same fucking warehouse along with ammonium nitrate because they didn't look like they looked like sparklers and
I don't know if I was watching CNN or Fox or whatever, but they had some expert on, and the guy's like, yeah, he's looking at it, and he seemed to be a genuine expert. He's like, this is consistent with fireworks. You can see the bang, 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 the little sparks explosion, and then the whopper hits. And
well, I don't disagree that like it probably was exactly what they're saying, the explosion. It's just, dude, look at the size of that explosion. Look at the devastation. Why would a country whose entire revenue source is this port put a fireworks factory, right? That's just weird. That's
there's it had been there for months, and there's photos of the bags. I mean, maybe years. I don't know. It had been there for a very long time. There's photos of those big bags of ammonium nitrate, like from long ago. It's not like
I believe you. I'm just saying this is curious. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't pass the logic test of why they would do that. Why would they put that there?
Well, I feel like that question implies intent, whereas like sometimes people fuck up. Like 2 or 3 years ago, a ship needed repairs. They never deemed the ship seaworthy again. They took the explosives off the ship because they found that to be some sort of risk and put it in a warehouse. And then it just got ignored for years until something fucked up.
And that's entirely possible. Totally possible. It's really just looking at the devastation of these two photos. And I'm like, holy shit. How could you have a bomb or a potential bomb that size right there on your most important port?
I have a good video.
Doesn't make sense.
Let's try group watching this and see how it goes.
I'm at 0.
It's 2 minutes long, but we only need to get like
No, I'm at 0. I'm good.
30 seconds in. All right, ready, set, play. All right. So now we're at the warning. There's nothing good here. Do you see the sparkles, the smaller?
Oh yeah.
There's a fire in this place, and things are booming. I'm not seeing any fire there, and then there, it triggered it.
That's such a big explosion.
Oh, you're not making it on praise the camera, man. Nice job, pussy.
Good Lord, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that guy would not have made it. Oh boy.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that was a whopper. So I stopped watching, but
you shouldn't have. Oh,
I'm afraid I'm gonna get claimed.
Water.
Yeah, the water.
Okay. All right, my bad.
What's the what's the conspiracy?
That the Jews did it.
What do people
Israel
think?
did it?
Oh,
that Israel did it?
Yeah.
Oh, name 5 other times Israel has staged false flag operations in the Middle East.
Well, this would be a false flag, but you know, it seems like right up their alley to do this sort of thing.
So they think Israel trying to destabilize Lebanon?
Is Lebanon even like the one? Like surely Iran is active, maybe Iraq, I'm not sure. Syria's hot right now. Lebanon is like a tourist area or something. Am I off target?
I mean, they were at war for a long time.
It's definitely not a tourist area. Lebanon is one of the nations that Israel definitely has beef with. But
okay,
it's illegal for Lebanese to travel to Israel. They had a war. Like they do not like each other.
Yeah. Oh, Lebanon and Israel do not get along.
Israel invaded Lebanon in 2006.
No, but it was because Lebanon was so evil, right? That's what the news said.
No, all right, I'm wrong.
It's because 2 Israeli soldiers were abducted and taken by Hezbollah to Lebanon, and 5 more were killed there.
Okay, one of my Indian coworkers, I'm at Cisco and this happened. He went to Beirut That's the city in Lebanon, right?
That's in Lebanon.
That's this place. Yeah.
Yep.
He went to Beirut for a vacation, and I was like, "You're vacationing in Beirut?" I don't really think of that as a vacation spot. I think of it as more of a target. He found that to be very, very offensive. And I'm like, dude, like,
why do you not like me vacationing in Lebanon?
And he's like, no, you're really out of date. They're not enemies of anyone. They're cool. It's a beautiful city, etc. And I was like, all right.
Fucking idiot.
Well, maybe if
they've been enemies of Israel for a very long time.
Okay.
My dog was alive the last time we went to war. Like I don't know, man. It's pretty recent shit.
If you're an enemy of Israel, the entire U.S. military is going to be on your ass.
This might have been 2006. Like I was working at Cisco at the time, and yeah. So anyway, I was like, well, I guess I need to update my view on Lebanon. It's a different thing now.
Maybe not. Yeah. I think it was an accident, but just based on the fact that shit had been there for so long. Mm-hmm. Although, like, god damn, if that would be one of the craziest terror attacks ever. Like that. I'm glad that not so many people died. I keep hearing 100, which, like, you look at that explosion and you think
that explosion, that's not bad.
You look at that explosion and you think 50,000 or something like that. You think, like, okay, like, so everyone's dead, right?
Dude, it looks like Nagasaki.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's bigger than a small nuclear weapon.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's bigger than what we dropped on Hiroshima.
Oh, I didn't say that. No.
Oh, I thought those were like the small nuclear weapons that we had.
Well, I mean, you can make a suitcase nuke these days.
Oh, I don't know.
0.2 kilotons or something.
That's pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, man, life's really going to pop off in the next couple of decades, isn't it?
God, I hope so. I hope so. I hope we're heading for that Terminator Salvation future.
It feels like it's popping off now. Like